do it. Still got a little sugar high from last night.
Sugar high from last night?
Yep.
I can't imagine how that's even possible.
But hey, I walked the walk, man. I celebrated Valentine's Day last night. I went to Publix and they had a shopping cart that just had all the leftover Valentine stuff. I just started pushing the shopping cart. I'm like, I'll just take this. I got stuffed animals. I got chocolate things I'd never heard of before, like oats and raspberry and stuff.
Oh,
I got Reese's that were raspberry cream filled. Not the best.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound good.
They were the leftovers, but I got. And you have to. That's the. You know, you gotta.
Well,
It's a give and take, right?
When you don't celebrate Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day.
There were why bother? I got twice the candy, half the price. Wait, I got twice the candy for the same price. Got cute.
It wasn't good candy.
Wow, I can get that anytime. I got cute little picture frames. I got this thing that you hang up that it's got like hearts around it. You just stick a picture in there. No picture yet, but maybe next year. I'm serious, man.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
What? Who cares? Like, who knows? You got a reservation for tomorrow night at the restaurant down the road? No special like Valentine's Day. You have to pay $100 to kind of sit and eat or whatever. No, just come and have a good time. Oh God, it's tonight actually. Yeah,
Oh.
wow.
Save it.
Yeah. Whoops. I slipped there. I thought today was Tuesday. Hey, welcome to the closing beat, everybody. How we doing today? Hope you're having a good day. I'm a little weird, right? I just think, Valentine's Day, it's like, does anybody really care if you celebrate the next day, right? Especially if your spouse is on board with that. Like, does anybody care? Anyway, so it was a good night. Got all sugared up there. I'm feeling it. I've been drinking water here for at least 5 minutes, so I'm trying to, flush it out. We are financial advisors here. We try to make it lighter, right? Obviously, we use this show to let you know that we're not really that goofy and immature. There's some substance behind the quirkiness, but one of the things that I actually like to do is on Thursdays, I do wine and wealth. It's a class for clients. A lot of times it's whiskey and wealth, if we're honest. But I try to teach something new, share a new thing that we're offering here, keep you updated on the markets. This week, I'm actually going to go through the performance of our funds. That's important too, right? We're going to keep you updated, let you know what's going on there. And we're really eager to be transparent. So everything we do, for better or worse, you get to see, even down to the notes that we leave on you in our back-end system, because we built that ourselves. So we have a lot of fun with it, and it's time to do that, man. Financial advisors, the suit and ties, man, they'll get you. They're intimidating. They intimidate me, to be honest. But so that class will be tomorrow. And when we're looking at the stock market here today, the title of the class today is "The Stock Market Was Flat, and It Was Right." It totally was right. I mean, there's no need for anything magical to happen today. And if you can kind of pick up on that, whether you're a trader or investor or whatever, you know whether it's one of those days you need to get in there and hit the button, or it's a day they call it SOH. Sit on your hands, man. So if we look at the S&P, it's down about 6% year to date. It's trying to recover here just a little bit. And again, totally right to be flat today. By the way, if you're not familiar with what all this looks like, we are a teaching advisor as well. If you go into your portal, all custom built by us, go into the classes section and just search candlesticks. There'll be 3 classes there for you to kind of explain what all of this gobbledygook is. So anyways, we start off the day by bleeding lower. I'm going to go over to the SPY so you guys can participate too if you'd like. And we'll go to the 5-minute. There you go. So this was yesterday, the gap and stay day. Today we gapped down and we actually sold off for the first part of the day, and it really felt heavy. Throughout the day, you saw little attempts at rallies that were immediately shot down. This is a 5-minute chart. So you've got 5 minutes up, 5 minutes down, 5 minutes up, 5 minutes down. It really felt like the bears were in control. Then shortly after 2 o'clock there, 2 o'clock, we had the Fed minutes come out and we sort of blasted off. Like that's, for a quiet day, we'll call that a blast off. And that's where we finished the day, basically back where we started with a slight gain on the day. And it's great. We'll take it, right? You don't mind. But the Fed minutes came out, and basically the minutes had said that, yes, remember, the minutes are old. They're a month old. So it means that last month we get the details of their meetings, right? People have a meeting. They call it minutes of the meeting. And they basically showed that most of them have a desire to stop the asset purchases, the bond purchases, earlier than normal or earlier than planned, which was the end of March. and that they all have most of them have a desire to raise rates. Now, that's interesting in a way, because think about the market. It was flat to down, slight down day. And we find out, yeah, the troops in Russia, or on the Russian-Ukraine border, yeah, they didn't go back home. They're really still there. That was fake news or whatever. So you go, okay, well, that's still on. Markets are down on that news. Some home builder sentiment numbers this morning. But then the Fed minutes come out, and we learned nothing new. There was literally nothing new that we already didn't hear from previous, or from Fed presidents, both voting and non-voting members, over the last couple days. But the market went up. So what's that tell you? That means the market's looking for anything to go up. It wants to go up, right? So when we look at the charts here today, I'm going to go back over to my preferred screen here. When we look at the charts and you see we take off after 2 o'clock, the market's saying, give me something. I'm willing to rally. Just give me something to do that. And we thought yesterday that might have been the Russia-Ukraine thing. Today we find out, oh, the Fed is feeling like they're still in control and everything, and the market rises. So that's really all it is there. Aside from growth stocks today, the market was just looking for something to sink its teeth into, the bulls, I should say, and that's what you got there. Growth stocks were the weakest here today, whether you're looking at the S&P or the NASDAQ, but they did still participate in the late day rally. I want to point out in the S&P, basic materials, I've been pointing out that that's starting to wake up today. It was the second place. It was the second best performing sector. Energy was actually the best performer. Looking at that one, it mostly was the gap up that started the day. Both of those sectors, a respectable strength for the day. Weakness on the downside is going to be anything tech. As I covered the rest of the indices here, they did participate in the rally, like I said, but tech was the second weakest, in communication services, which is largely tech, came in third. Actually, I kind of like that pullback. Let's see if I can remember that one for tomorrow in the office trades there. We have PayPal still bleeding, actually. Still just drifting lower, very extended in the short term. It's looking for anything to bounce. You don't like that it didn't participate today. You got to assume there's some downside coming up here because we had an attempt, a 2-hour rally, basically. And PayPal had none of it, nothing. Not even a penny, right? It couldn't even give you a penny rally. It closed literally on the lows of the day. So that's telling you something there. You likely got a little bit to work on. We have this in the office trades. I sold the 110 puts, to be honest. So we're likely going to be able to teach you how to play defense there because that's not going too well. I would say in the S&P, just while we're here, some of the semis were weak today. Akamai. There you go. Akamai with the big gap down on earnings there. We talked about PayPal already. If you look at some of the other names, AMD, decent little sell-off on the day. And Netflix, I'll point out, not a semiconductor, but Netflix as well, a little bit weaker again. In the REIT space, that's where you're going to find some strength there. Where'd it go? In energy, of course, right? Schlumberger, higher on the day. Devon Energy, nice little move higher. So not bad there. But you're going to find like Vornado. Come on. This thing's not loading up today. There you go. Vornado Realty, 2 days after earnings there, continuing the momentum there. WellCare's higher as well. And then any other REITs like Host Hotels, they had earnings. Actually, a really good move for them. Good earnings report as well. And so just a couple things to point out. Marathon Petroleum up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Oil ended up finishing lower on the day. So kind of a choppy mess there. If you look at the oil explorers, back and forth, right? Back and forth, which obviously leads to some of the market flatness, if you want to say there. Interesting note that Goldman Sachs is quite bullish on Occidental Petroleum, even after this recent move here. So they're feeling good about it. I think I just found $1. I found $1. Yep. I love it. If you're looking at the NASDAQ there, down 10% year to date, was one of the weakest here today. You can almost say, I don't have a line plotted, but if I hold my cursor right here, you can almost say that the NASDAQ has been in correction half the year, right? I think you got 2 days to go if it stays down for the next 2 days. If you're looking in the NASDAQ, the weakness, you've got Zoom. Earnings coming up on Zoom, actually. You got DocuSign, refuses to play along. PayPal, we talked about already. eBay reversing course. Peloton, losing some of the excitement there. Oh, somebody's going to buy them. Nope, maybe not. CrowdStrike, weakness there. Semiconductors as well. AMD, you can look at some biotech in there, just a lot of broad weakness there. There's only a handful of really strong names higher today. Analog devices, come on, there you go. Back to the 200-day moving average. Airbnb with earnings we'll cover in a minute. Booking holdings set to new highs. Texas Instruments, one of the semiconductors, is very extended. We played one of these drops here and then got out. I didn't catch this one. I'll have to take a look at that one. And Marriott with earnings breaking to new highs as well. The Russell 2000 continues to hint at breaking the known resistance area for the moment. Nothing too exciting going on there. And the Dow. The Dow is actually the best performer year to date. It's only down about 4%, but I got nothing there for you. What I do have for you here today is, if you remember our lesson yesterday, I'll give you a quick one here today, and I'll let you do the homework, right? I'll just tell you. We talked about Avis yesterday and some of the unique ways that you can look at data to figure out, hey, used car prices are actually going to start coming down now, and we gave you the analysis on that. Today, we're going to look a little bit further. PPI came out yesterday. That is the Producer Price Index. So we have CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, essentially inflation for the consumer, and PPI is inflation for the producer, so the people that make the stuff that you guys are buying all kinds of. Now, if you look inside of it, you can break it down by category. So here is a basic breakdown of shipping costs, and I tried to simplify this here for you. We have, I'm going to zoom out one more little tick. There you go. Got it broken down in a couple different ways. I put in blue, like the ocean. This is your by ocean transportation, right? They call it deep sea, but put that in blue for you there. Producer price index for the rails, railroads, little brown tracks and everything, so I put that for you. And then gray, we put trucks driving on asphalt, generally gray, right? So take a look over here. Highest prices ever being paid to transport goods, right? So think about that for a second. Trucking and air transportation, well, they're all still flying higher, but you could say that railroads are maybe flattening out. If I zoom in just a little bit here, after the last report, maybe prices to ship via railroad getting a little bit weaker, or at least plateauing. But then you have these guys just screaming higher. Air and ocean cost to ship. Some of you probably know. You may be in that space there, still flying higher there. So I want you to take that here today. I give you that data. You can look it up, of course, yourself. But what do you do with that? How can that translate to maybe companies that have a lot of shipping costs, maybe companies that have spent a lot of money to increase their shipping, maybe companies that have thin margins when it comes to shipping their goods. Maybe they cover most of the shipping costs and that's eating into their profit margin. Think about that for a minute and try to run with it like we did yesterday. And if you don't get it, we'll come back and we'll do it another time. Okay, what else do we have? New highs and lows, then we'll do the office trade. 16 new highs, 7 new lows today. Facebook was one of the new lows, but it did close off its lows. Unlike PayPal, it's actually trying. So happy with that. In the office trades there, we still have, that's one of, well, it actually recovered quite a bit today, but that's one of our positions there. It's giving us a little bit of grief. You may get to learn some defense on that. We sold the $200 puts. We were early on that by quite a bit. But I like the rally today. I don't like PayPal not trying to do anything. But anyways, that was one of the new lows on the day. Regions Financial hinting at a breakout, right? So it's not always about looking at something that's taken off and you go, well, gee, thanks for telling me it's already gone, right? Regions Financial looking like it's trying to break out. It touched it there today, but it was wiggling around quite a bit throughout the day. And you're okay with that. A day where a stock says, I'm willing to break out, but I don't have the sector, I don't have the market behind me, well, that's acceptable. You put it on a list, you come back to it another day. Expedia, there you go, hits new highs today, getting a little extended, and we'll cover that in a second. Schlumberger, I already talked about, broke to new highs today, nice and strong. You like that a stock gaps to new highs and continued to move throughout the day, which takes us to Cincinnati Financial. They had earnings. You got a gap, not quite to new highs, but that's a fresh breakout right there. So let's get rid of this line here. You can see it, right? We don't have to draw the line. You got months and months and months, almost a year of consolidation, and now it breaks to new highs. So it's just a handful of names on your new high list for the day. As far as office trades, in our research site, you can actually participate if you would like. Jazzwealth.com/research. every day, and actually this Friday we're going to do it again. We do our trading right in front of you, show you everything, dollars gain, dollars lost, position size, try to explain a little bit through it as well. Today we had a little bit of fun. Me and Cody had opposing ideas on the same stock, so we took both trades. So we're on both sides. We can both make a profit. It doesn't mean that one of us is going to lose, but he chose to sell calls. I chose to sell puts, and he probably will win because I have not been very good at the momentum trades lately. His idea was Pepsi, so we put a new trade on Pepsi, playing it to the long side there. You can check that one out, and we closed take two. We've had a strangle on take two for about 2 weeks now, and we're good with that. We took a little profit on that one. I think it was 33%, but I don't remember exactly. Closed both sides of that trade for take two. And Expedia, I just mentioned a minute ago, being a little extended there. I sold some calls on Expedia, just a simple trade there, just a small one as well, because we're trying to get a little bit more short the market with our portfolio. So I used Expedia to try to make that happen. I was also trying to get, fair warning, I was trying to get into AEP long, and that order did not fill. And since we didn't really need new long positions, I didn't chase it. I just let it expire, closed it out at the end of the day. And we can come back to that maybe another time if it wants to play the game with us. As for stocks in the news, I will go over them and then I will take your questions. Airbnb is going to be in the news here today. Revenues came in 5% higher than expected. They guided 18% higher. Gross bookings, this is pretty cool. I wrote this down. Gross bookings are about 2% higher than expected. Total nights and experiences is one of the ways they break it out, missed by just a little bit. Doesn't matter because Airbnbers spent $153 average per night, which is up 20% year over year or compared to last year. Now, average daily rates are, they said, we expect to be strong, but not quite as high as the highs of 2021. So really a lot of good news from Airbnb there, and the stock added a good 3.5% on the day. Wynn Resorts comes out with earnings down just a touch there. Revenues were 5% higher, but the problem is it was all because of Las Vegas. If you take out Las Vegas, they actually showed a loss. Yeah, there's no other way to say that. They're also selling their Encore Boston property to Realty Income. That's ticker symbol O. That's a popular one that people like to look at. They're selling it to them, but they're going to lease it back. Very popular strategy there, and they announced that they're doing that. Toast. I don't normally look at this one here, but you've seen it. When you buy something at a small company, they've got that screen that you use and everything. Revenue growth up 110% year over year, along with a net profit there. They've got great growth in general. The problem is their gross margins are still negative. So that's a tough one. It's also a new stock, so a little bit tough to look at there. Roblox in the news. They broke to new lows today. That was a beast of a day, man. Down 26%. This is your metaverse play, your sort of programming play there, if you like it. This is funny. So bookings, 2% lower than expected. Daily active users, which is one of the metrics they use, because obviously you want that, and you want screen time, which they call hours engaged or something like that. Both of those missed. And they literally blamed it. They said, kids went back to school. What do you want, right? They weren't sitting at home, supposedly going to school, playing on Roblox. So that was their guidance, basically. They said the kids went back to school and we're going to blame it on them. They're not, the screen time was lower. Actually, they do call it hours engaged. That was off by 4%. And then Lazy Boy, not a good one for them either. I honestly don't know where a Lazy Boy is. I'm not familiar. Maybe we don't have any around us. Weaker on earnings. Revenues were okay. They lowered guidance going forward, largely because of costs. And so that broke to new lows for the day. I'll take your questions here in just a second, but before I do, tomorrow we have earnings. Roku. Right? I've got a few emails on that. People waiting for Roku to come out. Now, Roku beats 94% of the time. The trouble is it's lower even though they beat more often than it's higher when they beat. So even if they beat on earnings, it tells you that people aren't interested in that. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for mergers, acquisitions talk. They're looking for maybe share buybacks, debt offerings, things like that. It is not going to be about the headline numbers for Roku, which is coincidentally trading just off of lows there. So we'll see. That'll be the highlight for tomorrow. The expected move is plus or minus $25. So that's a big one. That tells you traders at the moment are playing for a $25 move higher or a $25 move lower. So it's expected to be a big move, very volatile move on earnings, which come out tomorrow after the close. In the morning, you've got AutoNation, Baxter. What else do we have? Pool Corp, actually. Southern Co., U.S. Foods, and Walmart will unofficially end the earnings season. So all the excitement is just about over. We will see. Okay, I'll take your questions if you have them. I believe I've covered everything that I like to cover today. And yeah, let's take your questions here. That's all you buy. You think Viacom changing their name, so I don't think they're going to be looking to do anything crazy there. And they brought their the dividends bin back, but I think they raised it maybe a touch. Actually, no, I don't think that's them. 24 cents. Yeah. Easing carefully into that Facebook there. Yeah. NVIDIA beats. Yeah, no. I'm not weird for celebrating the Valentine's Day the next day. Weird for drinking Mountain Dew. Actually, it's water. Notice no bubbles. No free ads here, by the way, but look, it's just water. I like to drink water out of a bottle, so that probably makes me weirder, but it's not Mountain Dew. No Mountain Dew. I'm an old guy, man. This late in the day, I'll be up all night. Yep. Shopify, tempting there for Jason there. With the food shortage, do you like Dole? Actually, you'll get a lot of move from U.S. Foods tomorrow that could affect Dole, so just heads up on that one. I won't look at it myself. A little young for me, and so I don't like playing this young of a stock that is this volatile. I don't really want to be a part of that one. Yep. How does real estate, single-family homes respond to a stock market correction? Does it track similarly? No, it's a little delayed. So you would, if you're looking at now, I'm saying single-family REIT type of homes. I'm not saying the price of your house in your area. That I don't know that answer. But yeah, there'd be a little bit delayed there in terms of having that. By the way, you saw today the home builders sentiment. If you look inside of there, they're super frustrated, right? Waiting months just to get a cabinet, right? So God forbid you order cabinets. They're trying to build a house. They order like 50 homes of cabinets, right? Get them all there. You find out 5% of them are damaged. Months before you're going to get anything new, right? And they are super frustrated there. Sorry if I missed any questions there. You guys are chatty today. Is it a buy after earnings, fall at a discount for Shopify? So let's go here. All right, so Shopify, we had a trade in here somewhere. That was the one, we had a spread on this one, that's right. I believe it was a small loser, actually. So getting extended again, I don't like that this is a fresh breakdown, so I would not be first to buy this, to be honest. You'd hope that it maybe spends a couple days falling, and a bonus would be if the market or the NASDAQ fell with it. So early, I think, on that one. Yep. No, what is your name? Nopotal? What does that mean? If Roku and SQM are the top picks for the year, why are they not in our portfolios? You want me to buy Roku right now? So think about it. The top pick for the year means for the year. But just because the year started doesn't mean it's time to buy it, right? It's like Alibaba. I'd love to add back some more into that. But just because it's a new year and you can, no. Right? The calendar, think about it. That's why candlesticks are so interesting to look at, because they're showing you essentially a receipt of price movement, but the receipt stops when the market closes. But we set the time the market closes. If we'd have set the market to close a half hour later or earlier, what would that look like, right? So just the calendar starting over and being optimistic on Roku for the year doesn't mean I'd add it in there. Is it best to buy in the morning or the afternoon? Heard pros say buy the end of the market. Historically, if you buy, and I should say historically being over the last 35 years, so could change if you look further back. But historically, if you want to buy at a discount, you buy in the morning. If you want to buy momentum, you buy in the afternoon, late afternoon. Yep. Yeah. 6 weeks for the replacement window, man. I had asked a closet company, I'm like, hey, maybe I'll get a closet. We got to work on this thing. It's a big empty room at the moment. And they're like, yeah, we can do it. It's 12 weeks. 12 weeks? Who wants that? Maybe I probably won't even want a closet after 12 weeks. Yeah. That's crazy. Miriam diving into Roku. Oh, Miriam. Don't change your rules, right? That just shows you don't have a rule there. So if a stock, well, let's say like Shopify, for example. Would I be interested? Sure. Right now? No. So if today was January 1st and I'm like, I think Shopify is going to have a great start to the year. Okay. What's the entry rule? What would you use as a criteria to get in there as a trader or investor? Big one there. Now, what could change all of that, by the way, with Roku? And my real reason for picking that, I think they get bought. Or there'll at least be talk of acquisitions. They'll at least say something like, we're open to, or they're considering, putting themselves for sale. So I think that's really what's going to make the stock just, one day be in the news and, oh my God, it's a big deal. Like Peloton, right? I think that's really what you're looking for instead of saying, I hope I buy it somewhere in here and it just grinds higher all year. I think it'll be a more volatile move. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Should you be selling your Exxon and Chevron? See, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. So in the dojo, there's I've done classes on trading plans, strategy, right? Not to say like, oh, this strategy is better than that one, but what is your strategy? Pretend that someone just gave you all the money that's in your account and they said, okay, I need to know what you're going to do with it, right? What's the strategy? So when you look at something like an ExxonMobil, yes, it's extended. We had it short for like 2 days and it started pulling back. Was that your trade? That was Cody's trade, right? Yeah, so Cody, a quick profit for Cody there because it's extended. Is it time to invest in the stock now? You feel like this is the time to chase it? I don't think so. But it just, I don't know what you're doing. Are you trading it? Or are you looking to just scalp it, as they say? So it's a hard one for me to answer. We technically did settle the Super Bowl bet because we didn't have an actual wager. We forgot to come up with one. So it's kind of settled. Cody, where you feel like there should be some kind of settlement there?
I won.
I think it's bragging rights, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just happy to win.
Is there? Can we do double or nothing on some game tonight? Is there something like basketball or?
I want to bet Wednesday night hockey.
Olympics? You want to
bet on some curling?
Curling finals. Go double or nothing on that one. Air products. You like air products. We had that in our office trades there. That was a one-day deal. And I think you're right. It's extended. If you want to take a shot on something like that, you're buying a deeply and discounted stock in the short term. So you expect at least a little bounce there. Yeah. Oh, at least that's not me. That would be me to normally say that. What, did the Super Bowl even happen yet? Oh, it did? Oh, no. I love it. I love it, man. All right. I think I'm good there. We'll wrap it up for the day. I did cover everything that I wanted to cover there. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, to do it all over again. We got our Wine and Wealth tomorrow as well. I'll continue to drink my water out of a Mountain Dew bottle like I do. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you then.